Abbott, and I'm here today because I want to give you a first look at a couple of prime lenses for mirrorless bodies that I'm really excited about. And these are two new prime lenses from Rokinon, and one is a 50mm f1.2. That's yes, f1.2, and the other is a 21mm, and that's an f1.4. Now, the 21mm has a field of view that is similar to that of 35mm on a full frame or 35mm system, while the 50mm, depending on your crop factor, it's going to approximate either an 85mm approximately lens or a 100mm lens. These lenses are available in a variety of mounts, including I'm going to be doing a review on the Canon EF-M mount, and let me just say for Canon EOS M, M2, or M3 users, I've got an M3 here. These are really exciting because they offer something that really hasn't existed for the Canon M system, and that is native mount and native size. As you can see, these are beautifully sized lenses for mirrorless, particularly for being such large apertures. And so they give you reasonably sized native mount prime lenses that have large apertures. Really, the only Canon prime lens that's available for the EOS M system is the 22mm f2 STM, and it's a great lens, don't get me wrong, but number one, of course, f2 isn't a particularly large aperture, particularly when you look at what it does on the crop factor. And beyond that, and of course it's amazingly compact, and it's probably my most used lens on the system. Outside of that, Rokinon also has a 12mm f2 lens. It looks a lot like these. I've actually owned it for a year and a half now, and I really love the lens. Although these are manual focus only prime, so we'll kind of detail some of those limitations as we begin to get into the actual review process. But on a plus side, these lenses are beautifully made, and like the 12mm, they focus really, really nicely. The grade of construction is much higher than what you might anticipate. In fact, to me, they feel much, much nicer than what the Rokinon or Samyang primes that I've used for full frame feel like. Just feel like a higher grade of construction. They're beautiful to look at, beautifully made. And thus far, although I'm very early at just beginning to take a few shots, I've been quite impressed with the image quality as well. Although I am excited about the 21mm, the existence of the 22mm f2 makes me a little bit less so, because that's already an excellent lens and of course extremely compact. That being said, having a wider aperture is certainly welcome, but I'm really excited about the 50mm. To date, Canon has not released an actual 50mm prime for the M system, and so to get one with such a large f1.2 aperture is really exciting to me, and gives a portrait lens like M shooters have been lacking. Of course, for some of you that shoot the other mounts that these are available in, be they Micro Four Thirds, a Sony E mount, or a Fuji X mount, you have a few other options. But that being said, I think these will be welcome as options for you as well. An interesting addition to this is that both of these lenses also come in a cinema version that is declicked with the aperture, and so there's no fixed f-stops on the aperture. And then also they're set up to where they're ready to be geared and used in focus-driven systems. And so they're really an attractive option. And so there's a 50mm T, and those are measured in T-stops instead of f-stops, so it's a T1.3. Let me just take as a spin-off of that. It's encouraging to me to hear that the f-stop, f1.2, and the T-stop, that's a T1.3, are so similar. That means that these are letting a lot of light in through. That's awesome. And then the version of this lens is a 21mm T1.5, and once again, that T-stop is very similar to the f-stop. So if you are a cine shooter and you are looking to use a small, compact mirrorless system, these are some great options for you as well. So I'll be sharing a number of images. I'll throw a link down below to the galleries that I've started for each of these lenses, and so check back often as I'll be adding samples throughout the review process. And we'll take a look at everything with these. We'll take a look at the bokeh quality, the image resolution. We'll see if they're prone towards flaring or chromatic aberrations and all of those things, but I have to say that early signs look very positive. And so keep an eye with me as we take a look at these lenses. As you can tell, I'm pretty enthusiastic about them and what they mean to the future of even the Canon EOS-M system, and to have lenses like these available. I'm Dustin Abbott. If you haven't already, please subscribe.